What's up, y'all? Back for episode 14 of our full site build. Today we're doing the frequently asked question section here, where we're going to use an accordion, build out a card down here as well. I did go ahead and build out some FAQs for a CPT. I just did this as a custom post type, put the title as the question and the content as the answer. I didn't make any custom fields for this or anything, just normal content here. All right, let's go ahead and jump into Etch. I already have this open. I'm going to add in new section. We're going to call this FAQs. Make this my inner inside my section. If you didn't guess, we're going to add that section intro up above my inner. And this one needs to be our secondary color still. Let's go ahead and get all that built out. Copy over that text here. Put in our span. All right, and then lastly, we need our lead. And there we go. Okay, can close that. Close this. I don't know how I got into the wrong one by accident. Don't want to be in there. All right, we are going to add in a flex div and another flex div inside our intro. This is going to be our let's see here. We'll just call it our content wrapper to make it simple, because that's where all of our content is. I don't want to get too specific and say that it's a accordion or anything like that. And then we're going to call this our CTA wrapper. Okay, so inside of my content wrapper, I'm going to go over to Etch, and we were looking at the accordion. I'm going to copy this, come back over here inside my content wrapper. I'm going to right click and click paste, and that will show up here in a moment. Okay, we got that there. In my CTA wrapper, we need a wrapper, a heading, text field, another wrapper, and 2 buttons. So I'm going to go flex div. Inside my flex div, we're going to go heading, text, and flex div. And then inside of here, I think I'm actually just going to go up into my hero up here, and I'm just going to copy these and bring them down here and paste. I don't think I need different ones, so I think I'm going to leave that the same so I can actually get rid of this other flex div. Call this description, call this a heading, which should be an H3. This flex div, I'm going to call this CTA card. I don't think we have a CTA card built out in here. We don't. All right. I think that is everything we need in there. We'll go ahead and put the content in. and get free quote and call, so we don't have to change anything on those, which is awesome. That's another part of the reason why I just copied and pasted them. That's a nice part. As you're going through and building out your site, you can reuse stuff pretty easily. All right, I'm going to come up here inside my CTA card. I'm going to create a component. I'm going to hit save. On this, I'm going to create my BEM class. Save. I'm going to exit out of this and come back to it. And then on my section, I am going to create my BEM class. And we are good to go there. We'll notice that my background is my BG Ultra Light. So again, I can use my background color. Go BG Ultra Light. Perfect. My inner, I don't think I need to change anything right now. My content wrapper, we have our accordion. We are going to have to create a loop for this. So for that, I'm gonna go add loop, scroll down, new, call it FAQs, and FAQs. You can see we're getting all of them there. I'm gonna go -1 for right now. Eventually I will probably need to change this and alter it a little bit, but for right now, I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna hit save. And we'll come out. I'm not gonna add in any arguments on that one. And here we are going to find the FAQs, and you can see they are pulling in nicely. Perfect. I'm gonna call my accordion frequently asked questions. And I don't know if I should have spaces or not. I'm just gonna leave that as is there. I don't think I'm gonna change any of these other parts. I want the first one open, and I'm gonna have allow multiple open as off. Okay, let's go back and take a look. We'll notice that these are not taking up the full size. If I look at my width here, saying 692, maybe we'll round that up a little bit. Okay, so on my inner, I'm gonna go flex column. I wanna go top and I wanna go center, just to make sure everything centers there. Then on my content wrapper, I'm gonna go max inline size of 2 rem. And we're gonna make that, let's call it 700 pixels. You can see that works nicely there. All right. Those are good. Also on my inner, I want to go with my container gap here. Just make that a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna hit save. Okay, on my accordion here, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and edit it. So if we click on the main accordion, you will see that we get a bunch of styling here. So one of the things I want to do is I like the gap, but I want to just change this to our content gap. I don't want a background. I want this to be transparent. Okay. Our radius, I want to be radius. I gotta spell that right. There we go. And let's see here. My coloring on these, I think I'm gonna leave for now. I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna come back to the front end. Scrolling all the way down here. And okay, so we are gonna have to play with our colors a little bit. And you will see that a lot of times people are like, hey, what's happening? We're showing all this extra code in here that shouldn't be the case. And this is something I did bring to the attention of the team. But if we go ahead and open up our accordion, go into the panel and our content, I can go ahead and convert to raw HTML. And you can see it automatically wraps it for me, which is great, and puts it inside of that div, so I don't have to do anything else. I'm gonna hit save here. I'm gonna hit refresh, and look at that, our data is showing properly now. So that is the fast and easy way how to do that. You just right click and convert to the Etch HTML element. Super simple, and that just makes it so we can use code inside of that item there. All right, so we got that working. Let's go back and look at our colors here. We might have to play around a little bit since we didn't want the white background on all, like the original background. We just want it on the actual accordions. So actually, let me just double check this. I want to make sure I'm not saying this wrong. Hit save, and let's double check on the front end. Yep, so see how in this gap here, we're getting the white background there as well. I do not want that. I want the white to be inside everything. Okay. So let's do some digging here and see what we can figure out. So if I go background color of white on this one, and I'm going to copy that because we're going to want that on the panel as well. If we scroll down and find that. All right. I'm going to hit save. Let's take a look on the front end and see what we get. Okay. So you can see that is working better for us. We don't have the white in between them, but we do have the white on each of them here. All right, let's go back in here because I want to work with our headings here and change our sizing of this. I think these I'm just going to go as H4s for sizing wise. Bring it down a little bit. Let's see how that looks. That looks much better. And let's go ahead and play with our border a little bit. Back up here, we have one pick solid, and I want to go neutral light on this one. So that's what we've been using previously. Our text color, I'm going to set that to our text dark. I'm going to leave our padding and everything here. Okay, let's double check everything here. So you can see our borders a little bit better. And if I look at my hover color, let's go see what that is actually using here. Okay, so it's using Etch accordion button background. Which is this one here. And I think for this, we will go secondary ultra light. Auto expand that out. Save. Let's take a look on the front end. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, cool. We are good on those, and we can see that these are keyboard accessible here. I can arrow up and down, I can tab through them, hit my space bar, opens and closes them. All right, back in here, I'm done with my accordion here, so I'm gonna hit save and exit. All right, back to our card here. On my wrapper, we had this being a little bit smaller, and let's see what size this is. 691. Again, I'll round down a little bit. Max inline size of, let's go 650. I need to go 2 rem of 650 pixels. Brings it in a little bit tighter. And okay, now onto my card. I am going to edit component. My card, we want to add this as a flex column. I want it top, I want center, I want padding of space M, I want my border radius, and I want a background color of secondary. Okay. And so now in this case, we have our secondary class on here. I'm going to see if this is going to allow me to override it and say, let's see here. This is already a flex div, and we want to align items center, justify content, center, and perfect. So I didn't actually need the align items. I can never remember which one is which. And now that we have the quick action bar, that normally helps me. All right, for my heading, we're gonna go color of text light. And I need to expand that. There we go. I'm gonna copy and paste that for my description. And we look pretty good there. That one is pretty straightforward. I'm gonna hit save. If we check out our responsiveness on this, I can drag this way down. You can see we got that nice gutter on the side. These stack eventually, which is perfect. And everything still works as desired. All right, that's perfect. I do want to double check up here because we have them to the left. I think what I might want to do is still keep these centered down here. Let me double check our CTA wrapper. And we have that aligning to start on here. Okay. I think I am going to just copy this over on this one and keep it as center, and hopefully that overrides. We'll find out in a second here, and it does. Perfect. Okay, so we got that set to where we want it. I'm going to hit save and we should be good to go. We got our FAQs in here and these work as desired. We have our buttons here with our CTA card. All right, that concludes this one. This one was very simple. We'll next go into this last contact us section in the next video. And actually, you know what? On this card, I take that back. Let's add in some props for this. Even though I didn't really need them right now, I'm gonna do it. And we need 2 more. Okay. We're gonna go heading, description,